Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sakaviryan Karavavagai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vidvishavagai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sargasthati Pralaya Hetum Achintya Shaktim Visveshwaram Vidida Vishwam Anandamurtim Nirmukta Bandhanam Apara Sukha Amburashim Sri Vallabham Vimala Bodhakanam Namami Yasya Prasadat Ahameva Vishnuhu Mayeva Sharvam Parikalpidam Cha Ittam Vijanami Satatma Rupam Tasyang Kripatmam Pranatosmi Nityam. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. In the last class, we saw the 10th mantra. The 10th mantra, where the Shishya asked the question about Nirmukta Bandhanam. And then when the teacher said, the answer that you seek is in the Mahavakya Tat Tvam Asi, the Shishya said, I don't understand that. You use the word like Jiva, Brahman, and all that. Explain to me. Because I don't even know the words Jiva. How can I know about the sentence? So it is very important to understand, especially in the spiritual progress, the Shastra Jnanam, the meaning of each word we should understand. Upayukteshu Vaishadhyam Trivakna Rebeshata. Who says that? Sri Deshika says, when you are learning Shastra Jnanam, Upayukteshu Vaishadhyam, you have to really understand the paribhasha, the technical term. Now, if you are doing a coding, programming, you should know what is a bit, what is a byte, what is a memory, what is a RAM. If you go to the medical profession, you must know the medical paribhasha, the technical term. Otherwise, you won't understand. So he said, I don't understand. So this Vaakya Vritti, the Vaakya Vicharam, Vaakyam is the Padasamukam, the collection of words. I can't really interpret the Vakyas if I don't even know the meaning of it. Therefore, the Guru said, Satyamaga, you are telling the truth. Bhagavan, atra Satyamaga. Here you have said the right thing. I agree with you. Viganam naiva vidyate. Heduhu patartha bodhohi bhakyartha avagdedika. Avagdedika means you can understand very clearly the Vakyas only if you know the word. So we saw up to that. That means we are going to the Padavicharam. Padavicharam means what? Understanding the words. So we leave this Vaakya Vritti for a minute. But what is the Padavicharam we're going to see? We're going to see the Padavicharam of the Mahavakya Tat Tvam Asi. What is a Mahavakyam? Mahavakyam is what the Vedanta, especially Advaita Vedanta, considers as the supreme knowledge encompassed in the words of the sentence. The supreme knowledge is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Of course, not everybody sees that way, but that's a pramanam for the Advaita Vedanta. That is a Maha Prayojanat Vakya, which gives the extremely interesting, extremely useful Prayojanam. That means it makes you realize who really are. So this one we will get a grip of it. Why we go through this kind of a discussion in Advaita Vedanta? Why are we not talking about the puja, punaskaras? Why are we talking about the logic? Why are we talking about the material experiences of the world? Why are we just focusing on some textual knowledge and try to get the more depth into it? Why is that? It's because in any darshana, what is darshana means? Darshana means light. Darshana means knowledge. We normally use the word darshana. I went to the temple and I say I have a good darshan. What's a good darshan? You paid 1,000 rupees ticket, you went close to the Garbhagriha, you look at the huge Vigraha, and you worshipped and you came back. So you have seen a form in your mind, you see that as a God, everything is fine. But have you got a knowledge about that God? Because darshana literally means knowledge. Pratibhati. No. That means the form that you see, the form you worship, is very good because it makes you inculcate bhakti, it gives you in the right path. It's all necessary steps. But you haven't got the darshan yet. So darshan is the knowledge. That's the reason why bhakti, the extremely supreme bhakti, is knowing what you are devoted to. The extremely supreme jnanam is surrendering to what you have known. So bhakti and jnanam are exactly the same thing, but in a different context of it. So therefore, we look at the darshanas. In Sanatana Dharma, there are a number of darshanas. Darshana here is the path to knowledge. Like Charvaka is a very, very easy to understand darshana, knowledge base, where it is what you see scientifically. I look at it here. There is a world, there is a moon, there is poverty, there is richness. I don't see things, I don't believe they exist. I don't need to worry about them. There is no life beyond it. There is no God. Or even if it is there, I don't care. I don't look at it. Enjoy the life. Because this is the only life you have. After this, you have nothing. But live with the righteous path. But there's a contradiction. There's an irony here. If I go through this path of sweetness, it's called Charvaka. Charvaka means very extremely delightful sentences because it tells you, go and freak out. Don't worry about anything else. Then if I know this is the end of it, why should I follow dharma? Why should I repay my debt? I borrow and live. So Charvaka is darshana, is not that we want to take it. Then you have Buddhism, Jainism, Jivikam. There are a lot of such atheists or non-believers of Veda. Of course, they draw a lot of knowledge from the Veda, because normally you hate something because you learned about it and you had a view that it is not what you want. Because if you hate something, or if you don't follow something, if you reject something because you don't know it, that is invalid, because you cannot reject it. But if you know it, but your knowledge tells you that it is not something you like it, then you reject it. But because you learned it and the way you conduct it, there's influence of it. That's why even in Buddhism, Jainism, and all this, also there are Vedic terms, Vedic ideas are there. But they don't accept the essence of Vedas, that there is a God or there is an Atma, there is something there. So, na asti, nastika. They teach dharma. Buddhism tells you to be a good person. Who doesn't care about being or not being a good person? But when you propel towards the point where you want to know who you really are, it is tell you, you are nothing, you are a shunyam. How do you know I am a shunyam? Somebody being aware that there's a shunyam. So there is a fallacy in the argument. It's not Buddha's doctrine. It's a Buddha's followers' doctrine. It's called a Bauddha Madam. Same in Jainism. So we ignore that. Then you come to the Vedic schools of thought, Vedic darshanas. They're called Shad Darshana. For example, Nyaya school, Nyaya Darshana. We have seen all this in the Tatvamasi lesson, but I just wanted to remember, because you should not wonder why are we just stick with two words and then contemplating it. You will appreciate why if you listen to this. Because in the Nyaya, it's purely based on logic, epistemology. It is on perception. It sounds very reasonable, very logical, because it proves with the arguments. So that's the Nyaya. The Vaisheshika, it doesn't stop at the dry argument. It also analyzes and say, well, there are many things you can't perceive it. So physical perception alone is not enough. So I bring metaphysics to this. The metaphysics means, well, if there is a solid object, there is an invisible, non-solid object inside that makes this object. I call it Anu, Paramanu. So there are a lot of components of this object which are invisible, but they exist in a subtle level. So there is a kind of a theory called metaphysics, and there is a physics, classical physics, that comes out of the Vaisheshikam. But it is reasonable, logical, therefore it's called a Nyaya Vaisheshikam. Then came the knowledge. Logic is fine. It brings a lot of concepts of it, but let me actually enumerate them. What is the anusar? What are they making? I don't want to be a metaphysical, but I want to be a physical part. Then Sankhya said, yes, there is a Prakriti. There is a Purusha. The Purusha is the consciousness. Prakriti is the non-consciousness. The Prakriti is again divided into many, as a space, as a fire, as a water, as a material earth. Then they combine together. Then the mind is created. Then there is buddhi comes in. There's an ego comes in. There's jivarasi comes in. The whole creation comes in. So this is a Sankhya's. Well, this is also in Vedanta, right? Yes, because Vedanta builds on everything else. Vedanta has no argument with the right Siddhantam of everything else. But it is not stopping at any steps. It pushes to the end of it. That's why Vedantam is the Andam of Veda, the Shikaram of Veda. So you see that. So Sankhya. But all these Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhyas are taking Vedic concepts, but they're not looking for any Ishvara. Because for them, they call it naturally happens. They don't want to put a name, worship worthy power, they don't see it. Then Patanjali comes in and say in yoga, he takes Sankhya's philosophy, he takes a Purusha and Prakriti. There are two things, a duality. Then he says there's a constant struggle or a penance for this to come together. Anything that happens is Ishvara Pranidhana. Only by worshipping Ishvara it happens. So the very first time, Ishvara comes into the picture as the cause of everything else. Then it's more exciting because it's not just intellectually stimulating, it makes your body to cooperate, the mind to cooperate, yogas to come. You suddenly start enjoying the life. And you have a Ishvara as a Parabrahman there monitoring everything else. So there is a compass for you, there's a guiding mark for you. You see how every knowledge, every darshan progresses you. There is no point in arguing one is better than the other. All my kindergarten studies or building blocks for my PhD. So everything adds to it, right? Then, having got the Ishvara, what do they do with this? Then they go to the Veda and look at it, and Vedas are full of yogas, yagas, karmas, mantras, upasanas, and there's a prayojanam there. Oh, if I understand it this way, if I apply this and if I do this Chanti Homam, I get this. If I do Rutra Abhishekam, I get this. If I do Annadanam, I get this. The Vajpayee Yagyam, I get this. Putra Kameshti Yagam, I get this. Oh, there are lots of recipes here for success. How wonderful these Vedas are. They are my life manual. It has given me how to lead a life here happily. And by the way, it also tells me there's life beyond it. There also I can go with a positive credit in my account called punya. And these are the punya karmas. And that is very enticing. So now I know logical reason. I know the Srishti. I know the Anus. Now I know the yogas. I can discipline my mind. Now I have the power to get beyond what I physically possible because I can do karmas. What else I need, right? I got everything. I got karmas. So you stick with this. It's called a mimamsika. Mimamsam means a divine inquiry. So what did they inquire? They inquired the Vedas. Where did they focus? Most part of the Vedas, which are all full of karmas. 81% of the Vedas are about karma. The very reason there are lots of karmas, therefore they assumed the whole essence of Vedas is that. If you read any book, fiction or non-fiction, if something is everywhere, that doesn't need to be the essence of it. The essence of a mango is a seed of the mango. Everything is a kind of a decoration to attract towards that so that you will eat that and then you will discard and throw the mango seed somewhere and it grows again. So the mango tree produces the mango fruit and keeps the essence of its all potency to the mango seed, hides it, and gives you the decorative skin, flesh, sweetness. And we want to enjoy them. We enjoy them and discard them. So they call Purva Mimamsika because they're focused on the introductory part of it. Doesn't mean 2 pages and everything else is text. Introductory here is the 70-80% of the text is all about introducing karma. Why so many of them? Because You need so many things to understand, to transcend that, because you will realize, if I am born in the Janma with a lot of punya, born to excellent parents, rich family, big country, a lot of money, I enjoy it like Siddhartha, nothing to worry. And then he saw the pain of death. He saw the old age. He saw the fatigue. He saw the disease. He saw death. And he said, what is this? I thought I'm going to be like this, happy ever after. The charioteer said, no princess, no prince. You will be like that one day. So these karmas are not, therefore, by resolution. They are not resolving my problem. That is not the redemption for it. I will use it, of course, but I will not stay there forever, because I need to evolve. So he went to the tree, sat there, meditate. He got what he was searching for. And what was that? That is a Vedanta. It's called Uttara Mimamsa. Uttara means the north part or the upper part or the divine part, which is hidden, the essence of it. Mimamsa means inquiry. What's called a Veda Antam. Antam means end. Veda Antam. Okay, it is maybe at the end of some of the samvadas, some of the text, but it is the essence of it. Salient part of it. Then the Vedanta school came in. Who come to the Vedanta? All those who did the Purva Mimamsika. When you are so ingrained in karmas, and karmas gives you positive reinforcement, because you do this karma, you will attain Gantharva Loka. You become a Kinnara, Narada. You become a Tilottama, Urvashi. You become a Devendra. You become Brahma. You come to Shaktiloka. You come to the Vaikunta. You become a Nitya Suri. You'll be my Dasarana Dasa. You'll be there serving all these people. So all of us crowding there, then God says, okay, you all be there. He goes to the eternal sleep. When they come and look at the Vedanta, suddenly that part of the Vedanta, there is no karma. It does not tell you to do this yajna, that yajna, but it is asking you questions which are completely contradictory to what I have been trying to know so far. It tells you Jagan Mithya. It tells you everything is fleeting. What you are aiming for is not going to be eternal. Or the sukham that you are looking for, transient. Then why did I do all that? You did all this because you have to get to this point of inquiry. Without going through the full cycle of enjoyment, after all, I create, God says, imagine, I created the world for you. It's a play. Well, I enjoy playing. I said, go. You don't need Vedanta. Go enjoy the play. See, all of us don't need to read Vedanta, don't need to understand all the Atma. Why do you have to do it? Just enjoy life. If you're enjoying life, you need nothing. You don't need God. You don't need anything at all. A child doesn't need a God. It needs a mother to feed. So mother is a God to her. But why? Because the child is happy. She enjoys everything else. She has no dvesham. The attachment also comes and goes. It has a toy, it holds it to the heart. Something else comes, it throws away. Because she or he knows this life is precious. Because it suffered a hell in the womb. And it came out. Luckily, everything is forgotten. The Shadagopam is said, all this ignorance is gone. It is just pure consciousness, and it enjoys. And if you and I can enjoy life, there is no samsara. But we don't enjoy. Whatever you get, you want something else. You are never satisfied. You means I am never satisfied. I'm always longing, jignasa, jigirsha, something to attain, something to do. So that means there is a lack of fulfillment. Then you come to the Vedanta that tells you this is it. So this great many scholars of Purva Mimamsikam, when they start looking at the Vedanta, they saw additional value. They realize, yes, I can worship Agni, Vayu, Indra, Vishnu, Shiva, but all is Paramatma. So all the Vedantis agree is one single Paramatma. I like to worship him as a Vishnu, as Ambal, as Muruga. That's fine, because that is my limitation. It's only one Paramatma. But they didn't want to give up the inevitable connection to the Paramatma. They want to maintain the distance. Because I want to see you and enjoy God. Therefore, you be my object of experience. I am. I use the word Atma. You are Ishvara. So you are different, I am different. So though Vedanta also produced something which they did not have before, that seeing themselves as different from the body, different from the mind, they call it Atma. But they said, yes, there are many Atmas. There is a Atma in the ant, in a horse, in an elephant, in you, in me. There's a crowd of Atma. So it's the same crowd of people. They use a crowd of Atma. But they're all looking up to the Ishvara. If you are lucky, you may go near him. If you're lucky, you may look like him. If you're lucky, you can be in his own world. If you're really, really lucky, you become his part. You may be his fingernail. You may be a little hair on his palm or his hand. Somehow you become an angi, angam to the angi, become part of this body. So why we have that? This is much better than the previous part. No God, to many gods, to one God, and in one God, I am a part of it. So God is not an issue. It's issue about me, about you. So all the Vedanta school is called Dvaita Vedanta. What they say, yes, there's an Atma. Yes, Buddhism is wrong. Yes, you are not the body, you are not the mind. Yes, there is empirical reality and absolute reality. In the absolute reality, you have the absolute God and an absolute Atma, many Atmas. Then somebody said, no. May not be many Atmas, there may be only one Atma, but it's still different from the God. Or it could be like God sometime not. See, all that is like a round-based patram, a vessel. When you put it down faster, it just wobbles, because it needs to settle somewhere. For them, there are many words in the Upanishads, the Vedanta, sentences, which has no meaning to them. So that sentences, they call it Arthavadas or Upasharavadya. Aham Brahmasmi is Upasharavadya, because they say, what that means is when you're worshipping God, you have a bhavam of that you are the divinity itself, so that you don't mess around bad things. you know. So when you see a singer, a great singer singing, and you are not a good singer, and you like the singing, and imagine that you are the singer, and when you sing, you think you are the one on the stage singing. It gives you a certain ecstasy, some joy. So it is a bhavam. Therefore, those sentences are just upachara sentences. No, like Vedas don't give anything wasteful. If Vedas have to teach you that we are all different, why I need Vedas? I open the eye, even without opening the eye, I know everything is different. Nobody is the same. So why do I need to have Dvaita Darshanam as the essence of Vedas? I need Dvaita Darshanam as a means to worship a reverential energy so that I can learn this kindergarten, LKG, UKG. But I can't say that's the end of it. Because if I say Vedas are essentially teaching you or reinforcing the differences that you see in the world, I don't need that Veda because I can see it. So that means something which is beyond that there is no difference. The Vedanta becomes Vedanta. Veda means difference. The differences to end. So this is what that means. Any sentence that gives you there is no difference between you, the seeker, and the ultimate supreme Ishvara. Everything else is we can ignore because it is about you, about I. So be very selfish in this. Nothing wrong in this. But if you are not happy yourself, you can't make anybody happy. For sure. No point in, you wreck at home and had a fight with the children and the husband or wife, and you go do a social service. Can you make anybody happy? No. So it is your happiness that comes out to make others happy. Your love that unless you love yourself, you can't love anybody. Unless you know that you are divine, you can't see divinity anywhere. But is it a bhavam or is it your real nature? First, you have to go take it as a bhavam because I myself know I am a bad person. So I cannot be divine. But therefore, I can imagine I am divine. In fact, Patanjali tells you like that. In Patanjali Yoga Shastra has a lot of value system. So if you are a miser, you doesn't want to give anything to anybody, and you know that you don't want to be like that, you can reverse it. How do I reverse it? You have to have the bhavana. You have to imagine that you are not a miser. You are a philanthropist. You are of a generous heart. Imagine you are giving away your money. Imagine you are feeding 10 children every day. Imagine you are educating a child without asking for any fee. Imagination. Don't do it. Keep imagining. Spend some time, and the imagination should be really in you. One day you'll see you'll be donating. Everything. If you're an anger man, the anger management is imagine you are cool like a cucumber. So this is the bhavana yoga you do. But is it a way I have to have a bhavana that I am divine? Vedanta, there is no bogus stuff. It is all hard reality. It says, no, it is you. You are divine. But I don't know it. Then, therefore, the question comes in. The question is, who am I? If you don't ask the question so far, then you are not yet, and I don't say fit, not yet needed in Vedantic Vichara, because that has not come to your mind at all. None of us ever think about ourselves in life, We think about what others think about myself. You don't think about yourself. How do I look? Do I have a big mustache, or have a nice hair? Because you dress up, others can look at your personality, but you never ask the question, who am I? So I asked you in the WhatsApp, I said, look, think about it, this question, and then say you have to introduce yourself to the group or to the world, who you are. And I put a condition that you can introduce yourself, but your introduction, those words should not have any other references, other definition which I need to know. Right? Let me ask you, has anybody contemplated on it? If anybody wants to introduce themselves, please go ahead.
Mama, this is Vicharam here.
Yes?
I did try to contemplate. I think if I wanted to introduce myself at this point, I would say I am a seeker and a discoverer.
Seeker
And
and
discoverer.
discoverer. Okay.
And honestly, that's all I'm able to think about purely myself. And
Very
and
good.
I and I separate the word my and self. But I think those are perhaps two different things. I don't understand it, but having heard both you and Balaji Mama for a few weeks now, I think I'm perhaps starting to see, or at least attempting to see, I guess.
Okay. That's fine, Jada. Anybody else want to say? Just one sentence.
Maybe I can try, Rajaji.
Go on.
Right? Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I think um, I feel like um, Aham Brahmasmi, which I did not understand until my last Janma. And so I am here again with this body and shape, with your and Balaji sirs and other gurus' uh, uh, blessings. I'm hoping to understand, I'm hoping to realize Brahmasmi become true in this Janma.
Okay, thank you. So I think we don't need to really complicate. I wanted a very simple approach, nothing to do with Vedanta. Just in life, what you do, you just introduce yourself, and it is, you see, when the moment you start thinking about how am I going to introduce myself, you have to use so many references, so many words, because you struggle if I cannot use an objective reference to it. If you cannot say, "Hey, you don't know me. I am Raja. I am the Britisher. I am 5 foot 10 inches. Whatever. Hey, I am the big manager. I am his son. I am so on and so forth." You can talk about you, but all this introduction is because you are unable to know your own self. Therefore, you're piggybacking on some objective references which are different from you. Why should I say I am so and so's son? Because so and so is an object that you may know. I am the one from the harrow. I am the one in the Mithya. I look at all those external objects purely because I have no way of defining, introducing who I am. Honestly, who I am. Even if I say I am a seeker, so seeker of what? Then you have to go out and say something else. If I say I am a seeker of myself, that means you are not introducing yourself. You are just expressing your inability to introduce yourself. But that is not a failure. That's a fact. Because nirvachaniyam, it is you cannot define who you really are. Like same thing like God. God is not with the four hands, with a chakram or a sulaidam or no. That's a form. God is God. What is truth? What is truth? The is truth. The present is a truth. The existence is a truth. And do you exist? Yes. So you can say, I am Sat. I exist. Well, I am also aware that I exist. Therefore, I am Chit. I am awareness. I am completely fulfilled. I am Anandam. So I am Satchidanandam. But if I say this, Yogesh can say the same thing. Jai can say the same thing. So all our names are the same thing. Satchidanandam. Of course, I don't know what is Sat, what is Chit, what is Anandam. So therefore, what we do, let us not say who I am, but let me say who I am not. You can write an essay on it. I am not the house. I am not the tree. I am not Mahesh. I am not Uma. I shouldn't say I am. I should say I am not what I am not. Now, if I ask you to contemplate on what I am not, it's easy peasy. See, I made this for you to insist without contemplation, without feeling what is being heard here, we cannot progress. It is not a conceptual study. It is not about writing a thesis on it. You can forget all the words, you can forget all the text. But if you contemplate, Vijnanam becomes a Vijnanam for you. So let us look at it, who I am not. As I am not an object of experience. Mahatma explained this very well, so I'm trying to give you a succinct summary of this. Now, all of you, please, with me on this. You think in your mind, each question, I'm saying, I am not, please say in your mind, I am not the objects I experience. Therefore, I am not this cup of coffee I'm drinking. I am not the screen I am seeing. I am not the breeze that touches me. I am not this loving touch that I feel in my hand. I am not this. I am not that. Because anything that I see or feel or experience as an object has to be different from me. Is it not? You cannot be an object and still experience that object. I can experience eating mango because mango is an object different from me. I can watch the movie, experience the movie, because movie is different from me. So anything that I can objectify, I am not that. Now you had to validate yourself. So this is the exercise for you. Try to see if you can associate yourself anything that you can objectify, not me. I can say to Lakshmi, say that is Jai, that is Balaji. I am showing an object they can see. Here is Adhyatma Vidya. It is about you or the seer. It's only from your perspective. Can you identify with any objects of experience that you have as yourself? Surely not. It's called a drishyam, whatever you see, because you are the seer. Can I be a components, a composition of many elements? Can I be this finger, palm, forearm, biceps, my chest, or this body together? Called a bhautikatvam. Because everything is made of something. Whether it's through Sankhya or Nyaya, Vaisheshika, atomic level or physical level, gross level, everything is made of components. A table is what? Table is a horizontal plane with 4 legs. When they join together, it becomes a table. The table doesn't exist before. So can I therefore say, I am this body and this mind? Can I say that? If I am the body, this looks very trivial, but this is how we are normally deluded. Because somebody said, oh, he looks dark. He's not a fair skinned. You get hurt. Because he looked at my body and said, I'm a dark skinned person, I get hurt. He's dark skinned and he has to tell the truth. But why I have to get hurt? He didn't hurt me. He didn't ridicule me. He ridiculed my body. But I get hurt. Why? Because I combine myself with my stuff. Mukund, how are you today? I'm not well, Mama. What happened? My legs are hurting. Hey, your legs are hurting. You don't say you are not well. Well, it's my legs, it hurts. Then I am not well. Right? Your shorts are dirty. Are you dirty? No. Shirt is different. I can remove the shirts. You can remove the body. When I am dead, nobody is going to say, Raja is there, Raja is coming. No, his body is there. So I'm not the body. So physically, I'm not that. Oh, well, then it may be the mind. So when I'm in a deep sleep, the mind is gone. Do I exist or not? So I am not any product. I'm not a product of any components. I'm not mixed by something else. It's very important to understand. I am absolutely pure. There is no component. It is the most indivisible energy. Put it energy. Individual thing. That is as it is. It's not a product. So you have to contemplate and negate. You are not an object of experience. You are not a product. So, see, this is called neti process. What the Vedanta does, when you go on understanding this, and the Veda says, I'm sorry, I can't tell you what you're looking for because that cannot be revealed by words. Nirvachaniyam. Then you say, it's all your power, Veda. Everybody says Veda is the biggest one. You can't even tell me who I am. Vedas says very politely, tremblingly it is, I can't tell you. But you can know this by using the phrase ne iti, ne iti, na iti, na iti. Not this, not this, not this. So we are taking the steps now. So I am not the physical part of it. Then maybe this quality, I can identify you as a, the angry person, because you exhibit anger. So it's not the body I'm saying. It's not your subtle things I say. I say your expression of yourself, your character, your guna, sagunatva. But can I say therefore Jai is embodied anger? Can I say that? No. His anger tomorrow gone. He's full of love. So no. Therefore gunas are not like a shirt, like a body. Gunas comes and go. So I cannot therefore worship anybody as because of gunavan. Of course, you want a kalyana guna, I can't say Swami is a kalyana guna. That means I'm objectifying it. In a Dvaidam, you say kalyana gunam, I want it. I want sadgunam. No problem with that. So if you want something, you go to, see, if I want money, do I go to a beggar and ask for money? Because these days beggars are rich. I may go to that. I had to go to those who has got wealth. I can ask for money. So if I want kalyana gunas for me, fair enough. I see my God as a sakala kalyana guna rupam. Fair enough. But don't therefore decide Swami is gunarupini. No, you created a God with kalyana gunas because you want kalyana gunas. It is your selfishness you made a God like that. God is not his nirgunam. So am I. This gunas is not defining me. They color me. So I must really detach from the guna. So I detach from my anger. When the anger comes in, the remedy for anger is detach from the anger, because anger is not you. So when you are doing something bad, I don't see you are a bad person. That's what we do. Oh, he is an evil person, we say. No, nobody can be evil, because everybody is just a cover. Everybody is Atma. You may do evil things. So I have dharma is about correcting the evil things. That's why when Arjuna was asked to slaughter, he was slaughtering what? Did he slaughter Duryodhana? Can he ever do it? Nobody can do it. His bad qualities of him embodied in his body and mind has to be destroyed, cut asunder. And he is not the Atma. That's why Krishna tells him, kill them. You cannot kill them, but kill them, kill their body. So you have to really understand Vedanta to understand this conversation which Bhagavan made. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. You may take this view of Krishna is imposing violence. How can a Bhagavad Gita talks about killing people? Isn't it ahimsa, our unconditional motto? Ahimsa can never be unconditional. See, it transcends. Okay, so gunas are not me is it the changes. Hey, Raja, I know you. You are the one last 2 years back I saw you. You were much younger those days. Are you the same person? Yeah, I am that person. You changed. Yeah, I'm changed. No, I have not changed. My body has changed. You didn't see me 4 years back. You saw my body. It was young, of course. It's not young anymore. So the change, aren't you? No. How can I be the change? You go to a very old Tata, 90 years old, and you show him his 4-year-old picture, and he will very eagerly say, that is me. Oh, no, no, it is you, this fragile old person. Yeah, but that is me. But you changed. No, I didn't change. My body has changed. I am still the same person. So you quickly disown fleeting changes, not you. That means to introduce yourself, you want to find out who you are not, any changes is not you. That means what? You are eternally the same. That's what you are. So therefore, you are not a transient one, not coming and going. If there is no change, means you're not coming and going. So if you put this kind of a triggers in your contemplation, in any situation in life where your personality is jumping out to make a point, be it an argument, be it superimposition, be it a control, make it dominance, make it presence, do that as you need it. But in that part, who you are not the object of ridicule. You are not the product of anything. So you are not this exhibiting attitude. Well, if you remove all these things, where is it? If you remove all the legs and the thing of the table, there's no table existing. So if you say, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, and where am I? So the table is an example I give you, teacher. Prove me. If all these components are removed, is there a table there? No. So there's an argument. There's a kind of argument like this. So because of the Sangatvam, a new name comes in. When you mix milk with the yeast, then yogurt comes in. So yogurt is not something new. It is derived from this amalgamation of these things. Therefore, you exist as this kind of a sentient being. So there's kind of argument there. So we will negate them as well. No, the comparison of the table is not the right thing. See, in every learning, examples are like explaining or removing a little knot of the context. Then when the knot is removed, the example give you clarification. You should drop the example and go further. You don't take the example as a context for it. So the example of a table is taken to show how the products are formed together. Because I tell you, because any product is insentient. It is inert. Jatam. If you are producing something, it can be only Jatam. I make artificial intelligence. Yeah, it's artificial. It will collapse. Remove the plug, it is gone. You can make fantastic things. It will be within the domain of Prakriti, Jatam, the Shakti, energy, the matter. Anything you produce is a matter. matter is insentient. And we have this fashion of saying mind over the matter. Because for us, mind is sentient. Matter is an object. But Vedanta is not. Mind is also insentient. Because in the sleep, mind goes away. Doesn't know anything. So it's mind and matter, or mind is a matter. But it's a very subtle matter. But isn't it a matter energy? Of course, energy is same as matter. Matter is just full of potential energy. And the energy is when it expresses outside. Therefore, can the energy therefore be sentient? No. Energy is Shakti. Shakti is not sentient. No. Jada Shakti it is. Well, I worship Ambal as a Shakti. No, you worship Ambal as Shiva Shakti. You call her in a gentle form as Shakti, but whenever you call Shakti, Shiva Shakti, you can call it Vishnu Shakti, or Brahma Shakti, doesn't matter. Sri Shakti, Sri Vidya. What is this Sri there? Sri is Brahman, Jnanam, Chaitanyam, awareness, the seer. None of these five things. So that means the expression of ideas, if it requires an upati like this body, then what happens? The sentient thing, the consciousness, the awareness combines with something insentient, a jadam, and there is a manifestation. You understand? So the table is not speaking to me because in the table, what is predominantly contains. See, let's stick, because we are learning Devi Bhagavatam, so let's stick with that one. Everything is Mahashakti creation. The Mahashakti created this table. In that table, she made it predominantly Jada Shakti. Therefore, it has no consciousness. It is entirely within this Prakriti. But in a little fly, it is animated. It is also Jada Shakti. It's got a body, but it is flies around. It means the Shakti is unifying with the Sri and expressing it. There is an awareness expressed. So if you keep on looking at every animated being, you come to the human beings in this world as the most superior beings of containing what? A Jada Shariram. Yeah, yes. An insentient, an inert body and mind with the expression of awareness. So the Shiva Shakti Aikyam is there expressed in the body because the body exists as a Prakriti, comes out, changes, decay, but then there's an awareness that is there, not as an object experience, not a product, not an attribute, not changes, not transient, but simply asangatvam, watching it, undiluted, unattached witness, sakshi. So forget all that I said. Now you go back to the question. I'm going to introduce myself. And I'm going to introduce myself knowing who I am. And I have the possession in me because wherever I want to make a statement, I need this body as an upati. It's an instrument I have. Without the instrument of my body and mind, I can't express myself. Therefore, knowing that I am not the body and mind, I can say that I am a mixture of consciousness and a Jada Shakti. I am a Chit Shakti, a conscious Shakti, power, and a Jada Shakti. For a better word, I am an Atma with Anatma. An Atma being the awareness, and the everything else is inert being. So I am Atma, Anatma, Aikyam. Now you ask the question. You must think of a question. Hey, you are saying Atma, Anatma. Is there a component? Is there a product? Okay, it sounds like that, right? I say it's not a product, but you say that. Yes, it looks like that, because we are going to completely negate the Anatma as total illusion, total Maya. It doesn't exist. Therefore, it's like a dream world. Therefore, the apparent contradiction that I am a combination of Atma and Anatma, it contradicts my component theory that I look like a component of it. But rest assured, we will resolve this. But for this time being, you are therefore a mixture of Atma and Anatma. What shall I call myself? I can say, I am a Jivatma. What can I say? I am a Jiva? You can say I am Jiva. But because you now learn this, and you have these two perspectives of yourself, this 6 foot tall, fair, handsome man or woman, or the awareness of it. So you call yourself as a Jivatma, but in the heart of heart, what do you want to associate yourself with? With your body? With your mind? With your karmas? Why? Because you cannot, because all this will not fill up this questionnaire. They are objects. I can see my mind. I can see my body. I'm sorry. I can see my body. So you cannot. Therefore, I would like to associate myself, even though I am a mixture of Atma and Anatma, I want to identify myself with what? Atma. So how do I, from the Jivatma I am, so meaning the Jiva part is hiding the Anatma part. Yeah? Etymologically, you can say Jivatma is Atma, Anatma. Atma is standing there. So if I have to identify with Atma, what do I have to do? Again, a bhavam, right? I must associate myself as Atma, not with Anatma. The Anatma is Jiva Bhavam. The Atma is the Atma Bodham. Bodham means awareness. You be aware that you are an Atma all the time. But the Jiva Bhavam, use it to transact in the world, but never get attached to it. See, this is a Tvam-pada Vicharam. Like, doctor, when he operates you on a body for, see, there's a kidney stone, they want to remove. They don't put you the whole thing and then look at your face, touch your cheek and give you a kiss, and they do. No, they don't. They don't care about the rest of your body. They just focus on the kidney part. They cover you completely, put a little light there, focus it. Then they just grind open this like an object, remove the stones. Right? Same way, forget about all this Tatvamasi, all this Mahavakya, all the Vedas. Tvam, That's your kidney stone. I'm just focusing on myself. Tvam, me, you, but you say I. So if you focus on yourself, what I learned today is that I introduce myself as I am Jivatma. But I am in the process of becoming, knowing, not becoming, just realizing that I am eternally the Atma. So I am taking exercise how to remove the Jiva Bhava. So I think we'll stop it there. Om Asadoma Sadgamaya
Asatoma Satgamaya
Amashoma Jyotirgamaya
Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya
Mrityoma Amardam Gamaya
Mrityoma Amadam Gamaya
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Harihi Om
Harihi
Tatsate
Om Sat
Om
Om
Tatsat.
Pramastu.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And
Thank
we'll meet again
you.
next.